Am I the a-hole? This girl 18 female got pregnant and she and her parents want me 19 male to step up and help her raise her baby even though I am not the dad. But I want to go into the core. Original post. Basically, this girl I always had a crush on got knocked up by some random loser, and now while she is pregnant, she has been wanting to date me. Her parents want me to step up and be a man, so they don't have to help her take care of the baby for like the next 18 years and have her stay with them. She is not a piece of cake, by the way. But the thing is, I am not the dad. She said she wants me to be her boyfriend and for me to get a job and a place for her and me to live to help raise our kid. My dad told me to tell her to go F herself and not to put my dreams to the side, and that I am so young and just a kid myself and to never ever in my entire life get involved with her. He said her baby is not my responsibility, and he will be heartbroken if I voluntarily take on this burden. He fully supports me going into the core. I told her I do not want to get involved with her, and her dad told me I am not a real man. Now for the top comments before reading the mini update. Her dad says you're not a real man for not wanting to raise another guy's child, when he himself doesn't want to raise his grandchild. Not the a-hole, obviously. Just leave that trash behind. Sounds to me like the girl's parents have been told OP is the dad. I'd bet the real dad is a deadbeat loser who she doesn't want to admit to her parents she was involved with. Maybe an older sketchy guy or someone her parents think is bad news. And now she's pregnant and he's done a runner? She's told her parents it's OP, who sounds like a decent kid and would be a more acceptable baby daddy in her parents' eyes. OP, I'd get your parents to get in touch with her parents and tell them you aren't the father. You've never slept with this girl, and if her parents insist you are, your family isn't prepared to give any money or support without a paternity test. This is the most reasonable explanation for why her parents are acting this way. Very true. OP, you can now see that this girl is a complete user who is only looking your way because she wants someone to take care of her and her baby. Definitely get your parents to clue her parents in that the father is someone else. You dodged a bullet and have nothing to feel guilty about. Not the a-hole. This. Her parents may be assuming you are the dad because their daughter has latched onto you once she got pregnant. Your parents need to be clear to her parents. You haven't slept with her, if true, or you haven't dated or had slept with her until she was already pregnant, if true. Therefore, there is no chance you're the father and you will not be raising someone else's child for them. They're welcome to do a paternity test, but you won't be involved in any way unless the test miraculously shows you are the father. But do not lie. Never lie. Not a-hole. Her dad is a pathetic man trying to pawn off her problems on you. Get out of there. It's kinda weird her dad is calling me about anything at all really, because I don't even know him. Do her parents know you aren't the dad? Is she maybe lying to them? Yes, her parents know I am not the father, and she never once to my knowledge claimed to her parents I am the father. She just wants me to be her boyfriend, and even husband. I am way too young and have other life plans though, so I could help support her baby and take this burden off their backs. It's your life and live it the way you like. Her parents are clearly crazy, and she is crazy as well. I would be prepared for one thing though. She may name you on the birth certificate, and that's the legal document most states book you on child support for. Please be prepared for a DNA test and a legal battle to get yourself off the birth certificate if she names you on it. I hope I didn't offend or bother you with my questions. Not a-hole. It isn't even a question. Do not let them do this to you. I wouldn't even trust that she really likes you. I'd assume she simply went to you because she knew you liked her and thought you'd be easy to trap so she wouldn't be a single mother. OP, as a 31 female, this was my first thought too. Do not feel bad. Run, run, run. This situation seems like it would be a very long, trying road full of resentment and perhaps a lack of support. This isn't your circus. This isn't your responsibility. I'm so happy to hear you have a dream. Go for it. Now for the mini update. I have been able to successfully block this girl and her parents on all social media platforms and their phone numbers and home phone, as well as my cell phone. I have also gotten a temporary restraining order. There is a legal process you have to go through for a real permanent one, but I'm working on it, against her and her parents. None of them are allowed to contact me by any means, including a phone, email, mail, in person, or by someone else. If they do, the sheriff will have his deputies go to their house and bring them to the local jail. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister she got what she deserved after our older brother beat and choked her? The title sounds bad, but here is the context. 8 months ago, our oldest brother, 28 male, was jumped from behind and stabbed 13 times and cut up by 3 men after he left a grocery store on his way home from work. He nearly didn't make it and spent 4 months in and out the hospital. They stole his phone, wallet, everything he had on him, and took the car as well. Skipping all the legal stuff, so far only one of the men responsible has been caught when he tried upon some of my brother's things. After my brother got discharged from the hospital, he moved back in with our parents. All 3 of us kids are living with our parents at the moment. My sister 20 female, I'm 21 male, and obviously my brother 28 male. Due to what happened, my brother developed PTSD and has been diagnosed with PTSD. It was so bad that he couldn't allow anyone to walk behind him at all. He didn't even want to leave the house. I have to say that my brother is doing very well, or was doing well, up until my idiot sister. He is going to therapy, no problem taking his meds, and like I said, he has been doing very well to the point that he doesn't completely freak out when someone is behind him. Although he still completely avoids grocery stores at the moment, and sometimes still hyperventilate if we have to stop somewhere at night, he is working on it and is getting better. I have to give it to his therapist. That lady is amazing. She has even helped the family and his girlfriend understand better and giving us the knowledge and tools to assist my brother better. This is what happened. A little more than a week ago, my brother came home around 8 p.m. after visiting his girlfriend. My idiot sister thought it would be a good idea to hide behind the front door in the dark and jump on my brother from behind when he entered the house. I did witness everything, and I have pieced everything together from what I did see and what I was told. My brother freaked out and slammed my sister against the wall, choking her and punched her repeatedly. I don't know how many times he hit her, but my sister has a broken nose, busted eye socket, swollen face, and some bruised ribs. All we hear that night was screaming, and me and our dad running downstairs seeing my brother having my sister against the wall, choking her. I only saw 2 punches out of all he threw. It took me and my dad to restrain my brother and get him to calm down. My sister is currently looking like a red balloon. She was taken to the hospital. Nothing more serious other than the injuries said above. I don't know if there will be any legal troubles for my brother, but nothing has happened so far. We all gave our statements. Even my brother, but he doesn't remember much. He remembers walking into the house and then blank. According to one of the police officers, they don't believe charges will be filed but will be in touch. My brother has been holed up in his room since last week after the incident, only leaving for necessities. All the progress he has made over the last couple of months plus seems to just completely gone. He is basically the same as he was the day he left the hospital. I overheard my sister in the living room this morning on the phone. I don't know who she was talking to, but all I could hear from my sister is her complaining about being hurt. I understand, but I got mad when she called our brother a monster. That is when I told her she got what she deserved, and she should be glad that we were there to actually help, because things could have been a lot worse because of her idiocy. She caused her own pain. She caused our brother to relive something that almost took his life, and she is complaining and calling him a monster? I told her the only monster I see was her, for even thinking that what she did to our brother after she knows what he went through is okay to do, and then actually do it. I just shouted she should not expect any sympathy from anyone in the family after the nonsense she pulled, and she's lucky our parents haven't kicked her butt out of the house yet. My sister just went to her room and has been in her room the whole day. I can occasionally hear her crying through the wall between our rooms. My parents are mad at me and called me an a-hole for blowing up on my sister. They already had a conversation with her, and I should have stayed out of it. My sister was just blowing off steam with one of her friends over what happened, and I had no right to say anything I did to her. Edit: before someone calls my brother abusive again. Before all this happened, he was a kind, caring person, always a smile on his face, that has never gotten in a physical fight before outside of a boxing ring. I'm not asking on my brother's actions by mine, but if you want to weigh in on my brother's actions, please ask yourself this question first. You get attacked by 3 men, stabbed 13 times, got up and beat from behind, and then have someone jump on you from behind not even a year later and see how you would react in that situation. I don't know what went through his head at that moment, but I can tell you it wasn't, "Oh, my sister is jumping me," as a freaking joke. It was something like, "I'm getting attacked again. I have to protect myself." Now for the comments. Not the a-hole. She decided to essentially jump scare someone who has PTSD from being jumped and almost murdered. Is she stupid? What did she think would happen from doing such a cruel and stupid thing? I hope your brother will be okay soon, and this incident doesn't push him too far back in his recovery process. Unfortunately, it's as if he has never gone to therapy. All the progress he has made is completely gone. He is the exact same, if not worse, than the day he was discharged from the hospital. I'm so sorry for your brother. It is awful he basically has to start from square one, assuming he is willing to try. His home should have been a safe space, and your sister took that from him. Has she had any sort of consequences for what she did? Or is it a case of she's been punished enough? Exactly. She has already been punished enough according to our parents. Last story. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend of 10 years after he proposed during my best friend's wedding? My 36 female best friend Amy, 37 female, just got married last week. I was her maid of honor, and I worked to the bone to make sure her wedding was a success. For the most part, it went well. My friend looked beautiful, the food was great, the flowers and decorations incredible. She was so happy, and it made me feel proud I was part of the group that worked to give her such an important day. Amy and I have been friends since we were in elementary school. We've reached all our milestones since together, went to the same college, even live in the same neighborhood. She's the closest I have to a sister, and even our parents joke we're reborn twins. Needless to say, Amy's one of the most important people in my life. At the end of my master's, I met Danny, 31 male. He hired me as a tutor and after a few sessions asked me out. I had never dated someone younger, but he was very sweet and I liked him, so I said yes. We've been together since. He had an older brother, Bobby, 39 male, who was introduced to Amy in a house party I hosted a few years later. The two were immediately taken with each other and they started to date. Eventually, Bobby asked Amy to marry him. During the wedding preparation, Danny casually mentioned how it would be a cute idea to propose during his brother's wedding. Bobby agreed, but both Amy and I immediately shut it down. I told Danny I found that kind of thing tacky. A person's wedding is a special day for them, and tainting it with stealing the attention was just wrong. After that, they stopped talking about it, so we kept going with the preparations. At the wedding reception, Bobby suddenly stopped the music to make an announcement. He said the day was very special as he was marrying the love of his life and kept singing praises to Amy. I thought it was a cute gesture, so I just moved to sit in my chair to listen to the speech. Then Bobby said a sentence that made me dread what was coming. And now the day is more special thanks to my brother's announcement. Suddenly, Danny was in front of me, kneeling with a box. Amy was in tears and ran out. I screamed at Danny, telling him he was a jerk and went after Amy. At first, she was angry at me, think I was involved in it. So were the other bridesmaids. Thankfully, one of the girls had seen me call out Danny and told the others about it. I told Amy I would never do this to her. We hugged and we all got out of the venue to Amy's suite. We found out later through the man's mother that Bobby gave Danny permission without speaking to Amy about it. I called Danny that same night to tell him we were through and I wanted him out of my apartment by the end of the week. I sent my mom to pick up my dog and parrot, just to make sure he didn't do anything to them or take them with him. He ended up taking my TV and game consoles. I had them since before he moved in, but his mother was nice enough to bring the consoles back. For all I care, he can keep the stupid TV. Amy is now trying to get her marriage annulled, since she feels she can't trust Bobby. The boy's mother has been nothing but a saint to us. She even paid back to Amy the money she spent on the wedding and told her to use the honeymoon with one of her friends. So Amy and I are now packing to go to Australia. She and Bobby had postponed it for a month so they could get a whole month of vacation. I'm a freelancer that works from home, so I'll just take my laptop. Since this whole fiasco, Danny has been blowing up my phone. Some of his friends have joined in this too, claiming I'm an a-hole for throwing out a 10-year relationship over a mistake. That he only wanted to make a cute gesture to prove how much he loves me. Except the cute gesture was taking over my best friend's wedding, after I had said how much I disliked that kind of stuff. Still, a part of me feels I'm overreacting. So Reddit, am I the a-hole in this? To the people PMing me to call me names or insult me, have the balls to post in public or just leave me alone. I have no interest in cowards that hurl insults in private. Also, for the record, even if it had been a perfect proposal, for my own reason I would have refused to marry. We were not in marriage talks. Far from it. You both told them no and they did it anyway. Neither of you wants to deal with that sort of crap for the rest of your lives. You've both dodged a bullet. Not a-hole. Add Danny stealing her television and game console to that. Not the a-hole. The most disturbing thing to me was saying to get the animals in case he did something. Like I would never be in a relationship with someone who thought had even a 1% chance of ever harming an animal on purpose, regardless of the situation. So he wanted to prove how much he loved you by doing something you already told him you'd hate? No. They wanted to peer pressure you into accepting. Not the a-hole. I have a feeling you are right. I'm honestly not big on PDA. I hate public proposals and big gestures. Even if we did marry, I would have asked for a very small or no ceremony at all. I've been proposed to twice. I told both men what I wanted. The first man did the exact opposite of what I wanted, and none of it was good either. Like it was in public when I wanted private, in an area where it was dirty. He wanted me to wear a nice date dress for an outing, and other people were busy doing things so we were in their way. Even the ring was a god-awful tacky thing that he knew I wouldn't like, but his mom picked it. He did it because he was trying to trick me into saying yes before I found out he had been lying about things in his life. It turns out he was very selfish and didn't care about me. He only cared that I was going into a field that made a lot of money. Needless to say, I didn't marry him. The second one listened to me. He paid attention to what I wanted and said what he was thinking he wanted. We worked together. He pulls his own weight and is thoughtful. We had a private proposal and then a big dinner, which was perfect. He even made sure the ring was something I'd love. Take it as a sign. If the proposal is horrid, it means they don't listen to you or care about you. It doesn't have to be fancy or even spend any money. The ring my husband got me was a fraction of the cost my ex tried to get me, but my husband's is 10 times better because it suits me. The proposal was at home and dinner. Didn't cost any more than what we usually spend on date night. Guys don't have to go out of their way to show they listened. They just have to show they care, and if they don't want to do it the way the girlfriend wants to do it, then they can use their words to discuss why. Your ex wouldn't do that, so you made a good choice. Your life would have been dictated by him if you stayed.